Now, the ABC 10 News Pinpoint Weather Super 7-Day Forecast.
All right, San Diego, we have a lot to talk about with your weather here. Starting with some clouds rolling in tonight. Might see some patchy fog along the coast in the morning, but the real kicker is going to be this. You'll hear us talk about it a lot. The fire weather warning that goes into effect on Monday morning. That's tomorrow all the way until Wednesday for those inland and mountain communities. And it's because we are going to have some very strong, gusty winds and dry and warm conditions as well. In fact, inland, you might see some areas of blowing dust overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning. For the most part, Monday and Tuesday, when we get to our peak, winds could be really between 30 to 40 miles an hour. But as you'll see on this map that I'm about to show you, some gusts could reach all the way up to 60 miles an hour. Let's time it all out for you. Nothing really begins until late Monday afternoon. You'll see at 4:30 p.m. That's when it starts to get pretty colorful here, and the darker the color, the redder it gets, and even all the way to purple, the higher the wind speeds are going to be. So just keep that in mind as we move through this map here, and you'll see it really doesn't die down whatsoever. In fact, in some areas, look at this, by Tuesday morning, these are gusts at that time. So Alpine, 58 miles an hour, 54 in Poway, Campo at 44, Hamul at 57 miles an hour. So it is going to be strong and gusty, and of course, we know what that does to the fire weather threat. Monday at afternoon into the evening, you see that start to change, especially in the mountains, and then it is going to spread like an infection, and I don't think I can see the map getting any more red than this, and it's covering an expansive area by Tuesday afternoon. Look at how red that gets. That is about as high as it gets for that fire weather threat, and that's why that red flag warning is in effect. This is what the next 7 days look like along the coast. Again, in addition to the fire weather that we are keeping track of, we're also looking at the visibility forecast, and that could really be impacted for those coastal communities. A little bit before this timer stops, you could see 0 miles of visibility for some of those coastal neighborhoods before things start to clear back up as the day rolls on and gets a little bit better along the coast there. As we go inland after this, again, that fire weather threat that's in effect for the next couple of days, you could see some blowing dust in the meantime, and then it gets a little cooler on Monday before we start to warm back up. But speaking of cool, it'll be cool overnight tonight. Some of us bottoming out in the 40s, maybe even the upper 30s for some of those inland neighborhoods before we climb back up and get right around average for this time of year. Then we warm up on Tuesday and really on Wednesday, and then we hang in the low 70s for the rest of the week. In the mountains, quite a significant cool down actually by the time we get to Tuesday. So increase in wind speeds, a decrease in temperature, but it doesn't last for long because then by Wednesday we're back in the upper 50s and then the low 60s through the rest of your extended forecast there. The deserts see a similar but not as significant trend where you go into the upper 60s on Tuesday and then you're back into the mid 70s and kind of stay there all the way through next Sunday.